Hi guys, this is Albina and hello from Chiang Mai, Thailand. Welcome and thank you so much for joining my second webinar. And today's topic is the very interesting topic of money. And money is the most charged subject there is. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being open-minded and curious about the subject. So as you see, hey Josh, hey Valentine, thanks guys. So as people will be joining and popping up. Hi Deneen. So let us start with recalibration, which is a fancy word for a little meditation. So sit up tall, and the screen will be popping up and a lot of movement is going to be on the screen for the next couple of minutes. So sit up really tall and close your eyes for a moment. Let's just ground down before we even start this event. So sit up really tall and close your eyes and exhale all the breath out of your lungs. And I take a really deep inhale and fill up your lungs completely with breath. Open your mouth and exhale. This time inhale all the way down into your belly. Feel your belly expand. Exhale, soften, relax your belly. And take a few more really deep breaths. Feel the pleasure, the joy of your breath. Feel your shoulders relax. Feel the backs of your eyes relax. Relax your throat, your belly. Relax your upper back. And as you breathe deeply, let's just ask for help and guidance. Thank you so much for helping us open our minds up to receive new truth, new information. Let us receive this information and let us receive this guidance on all the levels: mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, intuitive level. Okay. And you can open your eyes now. And Deneen, I think your line is not muted. If you don't mind, can you mute the line so we can take all the background noise out of it? So what I want to start with today, you guys, is, like I mentioned, money is a really charged subject. A lot of times people have all sorts of beliefs and opinion about money. I think I heard the statistics like money is the number one reason why people get divorced and crazy stuff like that. So once again, thank you for joining me today to explore your unexamined beliefs about money. And what I want to start with today is this truth. In Native American tradition, there are actually three paths to illumination. And the first path to illumination or enlightenment or growth is symbolized by a pottery shard, which represents creativity, any sort of creative energy. And through your creativity, you can get to illumination. The second path to illumination is through transformation, and it is symbolized by a snake skin, like shedding the snake skin. And interestingly, the last part to illumination is symbolized by a coin. And a coin is representative of an authentic exchange of energy. So one of the ways to illumination in Native American tradition is through an authentic exchange of energy that is symbolized by a coin. In other words, money. Now, one of the ways is money. And speaking of energy, I'll get a little bit yogic with you guys right now, because everything on this earth, on this planet, in this world is energy. You and I are energy. Our bodies are energy. Our thoughts, our words are all energy. Everything around us is energy. And just like that, money is also energy. Money is energy. And in order for that energy to flourish and thrive, just like anything else, that energy needs to flow. And as you guys know, when the energy is not flowing, when the energy is stuck, like on the physical level in our bodies, a lot of times it will show up. That stuck energy will show up as a disease or an injury and things like that. And I think we'll all agree that we'll all want to be in the flow of that energy, the flow of abundance, be that health or wealth or creativity. So, in the spirit of this flow of energy, I know a lot of you guys have already done a few events with me. So breathe deeply and be patient with me as I remind you guys, or for some of you, you'll hear this for the very first time. Valentin, can you mute your line, please?
Sorry.
No worries. So the energy of flow, right? And the way I like to share this flow with you guys, it comes from my teacher, Suzanne Conrad. And I call that flow my connection to the source. Some people call it the universe, some people call it God, some people call it the superconscious mind. So right now, imagine an old-timey clock, not the digital clock, but the actual clock. And at 12 o'clock, at the top of that clock, there is a happy face, you know, the smiley face. And for the simplicity's sake, we'll just call it a happy face God. And at 6 o'clock, at the bottom of that, the face of the clock, is another happy face, which is you or me, us. So at 12 o'clock, there is a happy face God. At 6 o'clock, it's you. And the energy flows in this universe like this. The source, the happy face, the universe will send you a message from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. There'll be one part of the flow. And your job is to obey that message, to do your part, to take care of your side of the street, so to speak, to make your contribution and deliver on that message, which will come from 6 o'clock back to 12 o'clock. So I don't know if you guys can see me. The energy will literally flow 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. You do your part from 6 o'clock to 12. And it needs to flow like that. That's the flow of energy on this earth. That's the flow of wealth. That's the flow of abundance, health, creativity, fun, playfulness, intuition, inner hearing, anything. You name it, it flows in this world just like that. So let us all take a really deep breath. If you have any questions right now, you can put it in the comments, and the comments will pop up and I'll see that. So we covered that. Just conceptually or visually, the energy will flow like that. And whenever you are in the flow, that's when everything in your life will start shifting. And at this point, I want to add one very important truth, and that is the flow of energy from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, which is the truth that your wealth is abundant. So what I need you to understand right now is to understand and value your infinite and irreplaceable worth, is in the fact that you are alive on this planet is a tremendous gift. Your infinite and irreplaceable worth, because that part is important. This is what God or the universe, the superconscious mind, the bigger source, that's a tremendous gift that was given to you in the form of your life. And only when you understand and value that most important gift from God, from the universe, and you value your infinite and irreplaceable worth, only then your wealth will follow. Or in short, wealth will follow worth. Okay? So it's difficult for me to like see whether or not you guys are understanding this, because I don't see anybody's faces right now. Usually we get some interaction through a visual. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. So right now, what I'm gonna do is invite you guys to expand the idea of money to something much bigger and broader than just money. I would like to expand it to the idea of wealth, right? So as in the wealth of health, or the wealth of creativity, the wealth of abundance, the wealth of knowledge, the wealth of love and bliss, the wealth of synchronicities and good luck and good breaks. Because, looking at wealth just in the limiting terms of money is very, very limiting. One person can have a lot of money, but at the same time be really poor in health. So if somebody is laying in bed dying from terminal cancer, money at that point becomes really absolute. It's not important. Are you guys with me? So the idea or the truth of whole wealth is so much bigger than just money. Okay, let's everybody take a deep, deep breath. So as we talk about money, as we talk about abundance, as we talk about wealth, we're talking about that flow of energy. And that flow of energy comes when you value and you appreciate your own worth, your infinite worth, your tremendous gift that you've been given, which is your life, right? The biggest gift that you possess, your life. The biggest gift from God, the biggest gift from the universe. So our unexamined beliefs, our limiting beliefs are the obstacle in the flow of that energy, the flow of abundance, wealth, and money. And most of the time, that is the biggest obstacle in the flow of that energy. And a lot of times people think that it's like actually the outside events, things that happen, you lose your job, or things in the market, or somebody gets sick. We'll look we'll look for the reasons in the outside world, it is my deepest belief that the biggest driver of our wealth, of our abundance, is actually inside of us. And the goal is to clear that flow of energy, the infinite flow, abundant flow of wealth in our lives. And it starts within you, within your psychology, within your inner world. Let's all take a deep breath. And I'll just assume that it all makes sense because I don't see any questions from you guys. I'll check, no questions, and I'll just move forward. So let me give you some examples of that interference, those obstacles in the flow of wealth and in the flow of abundance, the flow of money. Here are some common ones that I hear. This lie that, like a starving artist. A starving artist already implies a lie or a limiting belief, or, oh, I don't want to be just like my mother, or I don't want to be just like my father, or making money, earning money is really, really hard. It's really hard work. Or money is a source of all evil. Things like that. And I'm kind of simplifying, but every single person on this earth has some type of limiting or unexamined beliefs about money, because money is the most charged subject there is. Let me give you an example from my own life, which is a little bit more subtle. And hopefully when I share with you my example, maybe something from your inner thinking will also come to light. So anyway, I don't think I've ever shared this with anybody. So, okay. So a part of my multi-dimensional, a brilliant personality is my drive to succeed. I've always been very, very driven person. I've always been really ambitious. I've always done an outstanding job on my way to my goals. So I have really, really big goals and plans for my life. I want to contribute. My higher purpose is to help people live a happy, healthy, and abundant lives. So I have really, really big goals. I want to share this message, my passion, the things that I believe in, which is helping people create the lives of their dreams on a huge scale. That's my goal. That's my dream. So on one hand, I have this really, really big goals for my life, these big dreams. On the other hand, and this is an interesting part, I was really not aware of this. This only came to light. The epiphany about this limiting belief came to me very recently, about a year ago. So on the other hand, I associated or I linked up success to something really bad. And that was an unconscious belief. So many of you know that we sold our 7 businesses. We sold our yoga business last year. And as an aftermath of that, there was a lot of judgment from other people. And a lot of times people said, oh, they sold out. So I made that mean something about me. So do you see how I associated success, whatever you want to call it, professional success, entrepreneurial success, financial success, to something that is not good, something negative? Or a few years ago, a person who I really love, somebody really close to me, asked me for a large sum of money, and I did not give it to that person. And as a result, that person stopped talking to me. A member of my family, somebody that I really love. So on a subconscious level, I linked up success and money to something not good because it causes pain and it causes suffering. So as long as I have these two conflicting beliefs within me, on one hand, I want huge success, I have big goals, which implies also financial success as well. And on the other hand, I link up success and money to something really not good. As long as I have that inner conflict, I would never be able to move forward to achieve my goals and live out my higher purpose. So take a really deep breath. I hope this makes sense to you. I hope that on some level you can relate, and right away you can think of how your limiting beliefs or your unexamined beliefs can look in your life. So let's do this. Let's take a deep breath. Everybody just move your shoulders a little bit. I'm going to ask you a question right now. And the question is, what are your own beliefs about money that you need to clear in order to step into the flow of abundance? What are your beliefs about money that need to be cleared? And what sabotages your wealth? And right now, I'm asking you to take a deep breath and navigate with your inner hearing, which is right away practicing that flow, that beautiful dance with the happy face God, with the universe, with the bigger source. And before you answer that question, listen with your inner hearing and your intuition for a number between 1 and 5. And the first number that pops up into your head, just jot it down. This is the number of the ways you sabotage your wealth. Isn't that fun, you guys? If you have a piece of paper right now, write down the number that you got, the number of ways that you sabotage your wealth, which is also the number of your limiting or unexamined beliefs that you need to clear to step into the flow. And I'm going to give you some time right now for you to write that down. So write down how many and write down what they are. So do that right now. You guys write it down. Write it down and have fun with it. Y'all, give me some feedback. There's chat down at the bottom. Tell me, how many? What sabotages your wealth? What are the limiting beliefs you need to clear to step into the flow of wealth? How many? Here. Okay. I would love to have one person share with us right now what came up for you, what came up to you. One share. Oh, here, Valentina wrote, my main limiting belief is that you need to be passionate about something to motivate yourself for success. I don't have anything I'm passionate about. What to do? Well, let me just ask you, is that actually true? Valentin, do you mind unmuting your line? Is there really nothing that you feel passionate about?
Well, I'm gonna mute my line, but I have a baby here, so she may make a few comments. Well, I know some people are passionate about being a singer, being a teacher, being a doctor, or something. Like as far as I remember myself, like since I was a child, I don't have anything in particular that I could like dedicate my life or my time to evolve myself and be successful. So to me, it seems like if you want to be wealthy and make money and I don't know, be well-rounded,
Yes.
You have to be passionate about something.
Yeah. So thank you so much. This is actually really, really great because do you right now recognize how this belief, and I'm not going to call it a limiting belief, it is just a belief right now, that this belief can be an obstacle to the flow of your wealth? I mean, do you see that right now?
Possibly.
Yeah. So what I hear you say is that, you know, your belief is that you have to be passionate about something in order to be wealthy. And you also said there is nothing that I'm passionate about. And I do believe that you mean it in a professional sense.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you so much for naming that. Well, if you were to take it outside of your professional world or your career, what are you passionate about?
I guess living a balanced life.
Yes. What does that mean to you?
I guess to be a well-rounded person.
Yes. Well, and do you want a helpline?
I'm sorry?
Do you want
A
some
helpline?
help with that? Yes.
Of course.
Well,
I wouldn't be here.
I want you guys to see yourself in Valentin right now. I know what you're passionate about. You're passionate about Karina. You're passionate about your wife. Is that true or not?
Of course.
I have some inside information, you guys here. Yeah. So what you said that you don't have anything that you're passionate about, it's actually a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because right now we just named two things that you're passionate about.
Well, I guess they could be my motivators, not necessarily like a passion as a career, but more like, okay,
Well, but hold on.
motivate me to do whatever.
Don't put passion into compartments. Passion is passion is passion.
Mm-hmm.
The energy of passion is the energy of passion. It doesn't matter which form it comes in. So when you tap into that energy, whichever form it comes into, it opens up the flow. So even though right now you may not necessarily see a passion in the career sense, when you tap into the flow of passion, which right now is your daughter, is your beautiful wife, is your family life, you tap into the flow of passion. And through that, something miraculous happens, and it starts flowing in every aspect of your life. Okay? I need you to take a deep breath right now. Right now, you may understand it conceptually, right?
Yeah.
Conceptually. Conceptually and practice are two different things sometimes. And that shift from conceptual into reality happens when you tap into that flow of Okay? So let me ask you one more thing. When you are in that flow of passion, when you're with your wife, when you're with your daughter, how does passion feel like?
Well, I guess like anyone who wants to take care of their family, it's more like you want to make sure that they're safe, they're set, they have no needs, or like for my daughter, for example, I want to make sure she has a better life than I have had in all terms, like as far as education and anything.
Okay, good. That can be a very powerful leverage for you to shift into the mode of making money. Right now I'm asking you, how does passion feel like? How does passion feel like in your body? And this, you guys listen up, because this is important. I'm so glad that Valentin brought this up. Let me ask you this, and thank you for being like courageous to just play with it right now. Everybody take a deep breath. Yeah. So this idea of passion, passion when we are around our intimate partner. Let's just say when you're with Gabby, let's talk about that passion, because passion is passion. Take a deep breath, and everybody just close your eyes. Just play with me for a moment. Everybody close your eyes and think of a sexy moment. Think of a sexy, playful moment. It can be something recent. It can be something a while ago. Take a deep breath. Think of that sexy moment. See it, feel it, touch it, taste it, smell it. Like, step into that time right now. How did it feel like in your bones? How did it feel like in your heart, in your body? What was so sexy about that sexy moment, about that playful, fun moment? Are you there?
Yes.
Okay, so that's how passion feels like. Just give me some adjectives. How does it feel like?
I guess exciting.
Exciting. Yeah, exciting. That's a good word. Exciting. So what I'm saying right now, you guys, is that you may right now in your head see as making money, or in the realm of profession or career, is something that you don't have passion in. And in order for you to make a lot of money, you got to be passionate about something. The truth is, the energy of passion is the energy of excitement. And when you tap into that energy of passion and excitement in the areas where in your life where you already have a lot of passion, you get to really open the floodgates of that energy. So are there moments in your working life, in your career, when you feel excited, even just for a brief moment?
Yeah, there are some moments like that.
Yeah. Like what? Just name me one. Do you mind sharing, like, what is it that you do?
Well, I am environmental consultant.
Okay.
And we do some remediation reclamation for oil and gas companies.
Okay.
I do a lot of field work. working out of town, and sometimes up north in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
Uh,
So tell me one moment in your work life when you feel excited.
well, if you drive in the middle of nowhere and then you see a herd of buffalo, just wild buffalo, just herding around eating grass, and it's kind of exciting to see it. It's
That's
like
right.
Yosemite Park, but it's just there in the open.
That's right.
Or you see bears, or you see like wild animals just there next to you. That's kind of interesting and exciting.
That's right. Good job. Good job, Valentin. So those moments of beauty, right? That's when you connect to that excitement energy. That's your opening to step into passion. Now has been in the back of my mind as soon as you started talking about this belief that you got to be passionate about to make money. And that's another truth. And you guys can write this down. One of the universal principles of manifesting the life of your dreams. And I wasn't planning on talking. It just came up, and it tells me that everybody needs to hear that. Love the one that you're with. Love the one that you're with. Only when you learn to love the one that you're with, only then you get to step into something bigger, something more abundant, something more exciting. Or in other words, only then can you really step into creating the life of your dreams. Let me put it in different words. As long as you have resentment around the situation you're in now, be it the work situation or life situation, as long as that resentment, no matter how big or small it is, that resentment will literally cut you off from manifesting or creating the life of your dreams. So as long as you say that I don't have passion in my work, or like that my job doesn't excite me, you're literally cutting yourself from that flow of energy, abundance, wealth, money, or the flow of passion. Now, the opening, and I'm talking about like conceptual and also really practical things at the same time. Now, the moment you recognize that small opening, you're driving in the middle of nowhere, doing your environmental consulting stuff, and it's boring as crap. And the opening happens when you see that herd of wild buffaloes. And in that moment, it's an opening. And you recognize it as a moment of beauty, as a moment of excitement, as a moment of passion. You recognize it as a miracle. That's when you go through that opening. You celebrate that moment. You see that, hey, look, I'm an accountant. I never got to step out of my office. I never got an opportunity to see a bear at my workplace, so to speak. So the moment that opening happens, you step through that moment. That's when the miracle happens. That's in the language of energy. That's when you step into the flow. And the more often you recognize those moments of beauty, the moments of magic and miracles, that's when the energy starts flowing. Am I making sense at all, you guys? Somebody. Valentin, how is this landing on you?
Well, it makes sense. It's more like, am I waiting for those moments to appear once a month? Or like, do I get to create them myself somehow if I don't see the circumstances around me?
That's a good question. And I'll answer that question by a quote from Albert Einstein. And Einstein said, you can live your life as though nothing is a miracle, or you can live your life as though everything is a miracle. So you look for the miracles. And the more you look, the more miracles show up. And this is why I said it all starts right here in your head. It all starts in your heart. And whatever is going on inside of you is actually a much bigger drive. It's a much bigger leverage than anything else, than any other outside circumstances or work conditions or situations, as when you have that inner state in which you look for the miracles start coming to you. That's a law, the law of the universe. This is something that I truly believe in wholeheartedly, right? And no matter what happens to you in life, no matter what happens from the outside circumstances, you lose everything, you lose your job, you get sick, whatever happens in life, as long as you have this inner drive and commitment to look for those moments of magic, those openings, that's when the energy opens, and that's when things start shifting in your life. I'll tell you the opposite spectrum of that. As long as you live in resentment and blame and oh, poor me, victim, you cut yourself off from that flow of the flow of energy, the flow of love. I guess constantly being in the state of expectation. It says, to me, I call it, I expect a miracle all the time. Honestly, Valentin, I expect a miracle all the time. And if you've ever read a metaphysical book called The Course in Miracles, which the authors tell everybody that it was downloaded to them from God, from the source, The Course in Miracles says that miracles is the most natural thing there is. Miracles happen all the time. It's a natural thing. And if miracles are not happening, then something is wrong. My interpretation of that is, do you recognize a miracle when it happens? And my deepest belief is, when you recognize a miracle when it's happening, more miracles happen. To me, this morning I woke up early and my daughter was sleeping in the living room. I came and snuggled with her and I celebrated the miracle of her life. The fact that I have a daughter who's healthy, the fact that she was born is a miracle. The fact that we are on the call right now is a miracle. I'm in Thailand. You guys are in Houston. That's a miracle. The miracle of this computer, the miracle of this energy, of this, technology. California, right? Josh and Danina in California. So does this make sense, Valentin? Oh, Canada. Awesome. Does this make sense? Am I making sense to you at all? Or is this
Yes, it does make sense.
Okay, good. Okay, let us all take a deep breath. Thank you so much for naming this and having the courage to actually speak about something. So to wrap this up, Valentin, to make it really clear, once you expand the idea of passion, once you when those moments of passion and excitement present themselves and you recognize them and you celebrate, that's when more passion will start showing up in your life. It's actually you celebrating passion, whether it's being with Karina or being with Gabby, or you actively searching for those moments of passion and excitement at work when you see and recognize that moment of beauty. It's actually both. You celebrate more, they'll show up more. The more you recognize, you celebrate, you step into those moments of passion, the more passion will present itself in your life, and you'll start seeing passion everywhere, including your work. And once you celebrate the one that you're with, once you learn to celebrate your work, I do believe, it is my deepest belief, that more opportunities will start presenting themselves in your life, in your career. More opportunities, more new doors will start opening up in front of you. The opportunities for you to step into that abundant wealth, be it money, be it synchronicities, be it meeting correct people in correct times and so forth and such. Am I making sense at all? Or is this like sounding like a juju to you? This is how it works. I mean, this is the law of the universe. You also consider that the fact that you're on this call today is no coincidence. You needed to hear this message. This is what you came for. Okay, good job. So what I need to say right now, you guys, that once you know it, once you named those things that sabotage your wealth, once you identify your unexamined or limiting beliefs about money, about wealth, about what is needed to be successful, you literally have the keys to the kingdom. You have the tiger by its tail. Once you know what it is, you have awareness, you have a way out of it. And my next question is, how can you shift that? How can you shift that? So in Valentin's case, I just gave you one possibility of looking and searching for those moments of miracles, moments of passion more often. So with the same questions, how can you shift that? How many ways? Listen for the number between 1 and 5. Write it down. How many, and how can you shift that unexamined or limiting belief? The more you step into that flow of being obedient, listening for the message with your inner hearing and intuition, inner guidance, the quicker it will come. Your job is to not override it, just be obedient and do your part. Do your part. God doesn't have a physical body. You do. You get to do the work. So you listen for the message, you obey that message. So somebody tell me right now what you heard. Somebody new. Not Valentin. Come on, y'all. Somebody share. Deneen, Josh, anybody? This is your opportunity to get like one-on-one coaching with me, y'all. This is your opportunity to open the kingdom. You already have the keys to your kingdom. Take the upgrade. Anybody? Yes, I'm asking, how can you create a shift in those? So the first question is, how many ways you sabotage your wealth? And you got an answer. And if you didn't have an answer right now, your homework for today would be to actually answer that. How many ways do I sabotage my wealth? What are those ways? And the second question is, what can you do now to shift that? How can you do to shift that limiting belief? How can you do to clear that incorrect belief? So in Valentin's case, we talk about, you know, his limiting belief, or belief that he needs to. Oh, so Deneen said, discuss limits and weaknesses with spouse. Okay, well, you can also shift your language to discuss challenges with your spouse, or discuss opportunities, possibilities for changing it with your spouse. That was Josh. Do you want to say something more about it, Josh?
Oh, there's the unmute button. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. No, I came up with my four weaknesses or limiting beliefs, but I feel like what came to me on how to shift it was to just discuss and plan with my partner. You know, discuss what my thoughts are on my own personal limits and weaknesses, and you know, chances are they are similar. I don't know. My guess is we might have similar limits and be able to kind of come up with a way out together.
Yeah, lean on your partner, right? And what a tremendous blessing that you have a partner who can support you, who loves you, right? Who is able, like, you can discuss this with. Yes, good job. And may I offer you an upgrade, Josh?
Of course.
Instead of calling it a weakness, what can you call it? Call it something else, because it's not a weakness.
What did you call originally? It was called limiting beliefs, and
you know what? I changed that. I don't even like that.
Okay.
call it something else. You need to call it something else. Trust Cookie Albina. There, you need to.
I totally believe. Yeah. What would you call it? You can talk.
Doubts?
No, it's something positive. Hurdles.
No.
An opportunity.
Opportunities.
Yeah.
An opportunity, a new possibility to see it from a different perspective. Mm-hmm. Something like in my case, I didn't even realize was there. I didn't realize that conflict was there. But once I recognize it now, I got the keys to the kingdom and I can do something about it. But as long as I see it as a weakness, that energy of weak energy is going to be with it. Am I making sense?
Yes.
I think opportunity is a really interesting choice of words. Yeah. That, instead of weakness, consider that weakness an opportunity, because that opportunity may be a growth.
Yeah.
Like a place of growth or a place of enlightenment or something. It might be important to whatever that weakness, not weakness, but I think opportunity is a really great word.
Yeah, opportunity. Yeah. In the language that, in the work that I do, take two. You can call it take two. Take two meaning try again, do it again in a new kind of way. So Gabby said, write liberating truths to counteract the limiting beliefs. Yes, there is a lot of power in journaling. I journal every single day. Journaling definitely helps you examine those, or like reflect on those limiting beliefs. That's absolutely true. And I need to say this, guys. Let me just find the correct words of saying it. Sometimes the words are not enough, though. Please understand me correctly. Sometimes writing the opposite or the words, sometimes words can be very, very powerful. However, sometimes the words are not enough. And what I mean by that is look for the words that generate energy, that generate energy, that creates emotion, that generates that driving force behind the words. So Gabby, can you come on? And I am hearing with my inner hearing that we need something about it that needs to be upgraded, if you're open to it.
No, I'm fine. I didn't hear because I had something else playing in the background. Can you repeat what? I heard what you said after the very last thing you said, like the last sentence or so.
Yeah. So sometimes words are very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's like yoga, right? You're always balancing. You're always balancing all these energies, and sometimes words are not enough. And what's needed behind those words, they become like English word, like sometimes people say things that and you can feel it in your life. Sometimes you like say an affirmation that is opposite of what your limiting belief is, and you know that the affirmation is not working. You can say it over and over again, but deep in your heart, you know that it's not working. And then you become disappointment and resentful that affirmation is only like yoga juju and it's just new age BS and it doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what does work, and words absolutely, and that's why with Janine and Josh, I said, well, let's change the words, because your words create your world, and those words need to have the energy that literally drives you, the energy that drives you. So you said, write down liberating truths to counteract the limiting beliefs. I just want to make sure that the words that counteract the truth, that counteract the limiting beliefs, that actually have energy. So would you be open to share what the limiting belief is and what the truth that counteracts that is for you? Just an example.
Yeah, sure. It's on the floor over there. Sorry. I just haven't written down, so I was asking for my phone.
So you actually don't need that. Just speak from your heart. what is the one thing that gives you discomfort, or like maybe makes you feel a type of way, some type of way, fear or something, worry, and then what do you say to counteract that? I just want to make sure that it has energy. That's all. And this is a really unique opportunity for me to like help you with that. And I want to help.
Yeah. So I'm in the process of starting my own business and as a health coach.
Yes.
And I couldn't get myself to get started. You know, this was happening for a while. And I told myself, oh, it's because I just had a baby, you know, and just give myself time. But then she was almost 2 at the time. And I'm like, okay, I think that she's old enough that I can do something. She's not that little baby anymore that needs me to hold her all the time. And so I guess the limiting belief was I kept telling myself I don't have time to start. I don't have time to do this because X reason, you know, X amount of reasons.
So are you open to a little bit of help? Do you want some help?
Yes, please.
So it's not actually the limiting belief. The limiting belief, or there is something underneath of I don't have time, something deeper, which is what? It's easy. You know what it is. The time is not the time.
Val's telling me, he's whispering stuff to me. I guess maybe fear.
Yes.
Of not being able to do it well, of course, because starting a new business and I've never done it before, and I guess there's a lot of fear tied to that. Like, what do I know that I'm doing? So instead, I'm going to say I don't have time, so I don't have to do it.
That's right. Good job. Name the fear. What is the flavor of fear? Because look, once you know, you literally get the keys to the kingdom. But you need to know it first. Name it. What is it?
I guess not being good enough.
Yes. Or the fear of failing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, good. Now you have the tiger by its tail, so you know what it is. And it's actually not about time. Time is an excuse. Right? Do you see it now?
Yes.
So now that you know what you do, what can you do to shift it?
Well, start taking steps towards developing my business, improving myself in the ways that I think I'm gonna lack. For example, like knowledge as to what I want to help people with. So just work on learning more about that so I can feel confident about what I'm gonna share.
Yes, and absolutely. All those practical stuff, those steps are absolutely important. You have to do the work in order to succeed. Trust me, like I've run 12 businesses, so I know that you do have to do the work. What I'm saying is there are more subtle things that sometimes we're not aware, and that those subtle things that happen in our head or in our body, those subtle things are so much more powerful than what we do. And this is the whole premise of this call. This is the entire intention of this call. What is those subtle things that once you know it, once you shift it, they get your massive action steps, your actual doing, so much more powerful. And that's how you literally step into the life of your dreams. So this is actually really good. Let's all take a deep breath. Gabby, I have no doubt that you can do everything that you're talking about doing, and you'll kick ass at it. And there is something more subtle that you need to first shift before you cannot do the steps right now, or you're resisting to taking the steps to actually start your business because of the subtle things that needs to shift. What is it?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Take a deep breath. Don't think, listen with your intuition and inner hearing. Listen for that message that will come from 12 o'clock from the source.
Mm-hmm.
I got it.
You got it?
I got it. Do
Yeah.
you want a little bit help with that?
Yes, please.
It's like, guys, I just love this work because it always happens in perfect timing, in correct timing, and it always comes together. Remember how I started the call with the simple truth that you need to understand and value your own infinite and irreplaceable worth. And only when you understand and value your own worth, only then wealth will follow, because wealth always follows worth. Mm-hmm. So what I need you to understand, Gabby, I need you to understand and value your own infinite and irreplaceable worth. Mm-hmm. Or what you have to offer is brilliant, is unique. It contributes to people's happiness and success. Mm-hmm. Do you understand that?
Yes, yes.
So what do you require to understand that fully and to celebrate that fully? Because the truth is, this is what's preventing. It's not the time that's preventing you. It's not the baby. This actually, the lack of your appreciating your own worth, that's actually preventing you from taking the actual steps to start your business and to make your business thrive. So what do you require in order to truly embody and freaking own that your own worth? What do you require?
Maybe validation?
Nope. You don't need the validation. Nope. You already have a loving and supporting husband. There's something within you.
I need to believe in myself.
What do you require in order to believe in yourself?
Okay, so I need to do it.
I got it.
Yeah, okay.
Please correct me if I'm totally off my rocker. This is
okay.
I'm just offering this. I'm just hearing something and I'm offering, and if it helps, please tell me that it does. And if I'm totally off, please tell me that I am off.
Okay.
What I heard was something around it's something around recognizing it that's a gift from God, or it's your gift from something, from the source. I don't know if God is the correct word for you. It's something then it's from the universe, and your job is to deliver that. Your job is to deliver that, to share that gift.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, it helps.
So what is it then? Why do you want to be a health coach?
I guess same reason of what you're doing. I kind of heard a little bit. I wasn't sitting yet, but just want to help people, I guess, live the best life that they can have.
That's right.
You know, being healthy is part of that.
That's right. Yeah.
So what I studied was holistic nutrition and health. So it's not just focusing on food, it's focusing on many other aspects that affect our health and our well-being in general. So that's more than just what you're eating.
I need your husband to hear the passion in your words right now. This is what passion is. Okay? So I just had it. So I heard a lot of passion in your words right now. Now I'm gonna say this one more thing, and I know we're coming to the time. Now understand that your desires, and I say it all the time, your desires, your desire to become a health coach, the word desire comes from the Latin word that means from the Father or from the Heavenly Father. So trust that your desire was a seed planted in your heart by something bigger than you. And just like we talked about the happy face God being at 12 o'clock, you at 6 o'clock, God will send you a message. God will plant a seed in your heart. God will give you your desire. It comes from something bigger than you. Your job is to be obedient and do the work and deliver on that message. Your job is to step up, put away those excuses. I don't have time. I have a baby, blah, 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 blah. Your job is to step up, be obedient, and grow those seeds that were planted in your heart.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is what you got on the call today.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys.
I think I've been doing it like moving very slowly in the right direction, but kind of dragging my feet.
Is that enough of a butt kick for you to here?
Yes, thank you.
Be obedient.
Mm-hmm.
Do your part. Yeah, that's when you step into the flow of the universe, the flow of energy, the flow of wealth. Now, I know I want to be mindful of the time, you guys. This became like a bit of a metaphysical or in a way spiritual call, and that's really awesome. You never know where these sessions will get us. I also have a deep belief that you all heard and everything was said today precisely in a way that needed to be said, and we all needed to hear this message and receive this message. So let's breathe that in. To summarize it, money, wealth, and I expand the idea of money to the wealth, as in wealth of health, wealth of knowledge, wealth of creativity, wealth of blessings, wealth of passion, love, bliss, and joy. Wealth and money in abundance is energy, and that energy needs to flow. And in order for that energy to flow, we all need to understand and value our infinite worth. Because only when we celebrate our worth, wealth follows worth. Now, being from the Soviet Union, I also love giving really practical tools that everyday life, and we ran out of time today. I did make an IGTV on money. It's a 7-minute video. You can watch it on my Instagram. It talks about practical tools, and that's like when I swipe the credit card, the prayer that I say anytime I pay the bills. I say a little prayer. Thank you, God, for this abundant blessing. Thank you for this tremendous honor to be able to pay the bills or support somebody I love and do the things that I love. So there are other practical tools on that video. And if you guys are interested, we definitely can do another one of these on this subject because there's so much to talk about. And today, I'm really grateful for every one of you for joining me, for your time, for your energy, and for your presence. I love you all, and it's really magical for me to connect with you. And Sarah, it's so good to see your beautiful face, and you, Josh, and Deneen. If you guys can unmute for a moment, if you have the ability to put on the video, I'd love to see your beautiful faces. And let's all unmute and say bye. Oh my goodness. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.